Number 11, evaluate x times y plus x times z minus y times z if x is 4, y is 2, and z is 5. So what we're going to do is substitute these numbers for each letter and remember to multiply first. So first I'm going to fill in x is 4, so here I have a 4, and here I have a 4, and then I'll substitute for the y. The y is 2, so I have times 2 here, and a minus 2. And then for the z, z is 5, so we have a little 5 in here multiplying, and a little 5 here multiplying. Alright, then I'm going to solve it by multiplying first. And 4 times 2 is 8. I'm adding 4 times 5 is 20, and I'm subtracting 2 times 5 is 10. So 8 and 20 is 28 minus 10, and you have the answer, which is 18. So remember, when you do a problem like this, you're substituting numbers for letters, just as it describes, and then remember to multiply first, do the multiplying, and then add or subtract, the order of operations. Okay, number 12, we're going to make these improper fractions first, then find a common denominator, and then subtract. So to make this improper fractions, 12 times 7 plus 5, and that comes out to 89 over 12. And then the 8 times 4 plus 7 comes out to 39 over 8. Then the next step is to find a common denominator. To find a common denominator, I know that both of these numbers go into 24, so I'm going to use 24 as my common denominator. 12 goes into 24 twice, and 2 times 89 is 178. And then 8 goes into 24 3 times. 39 times 3 is 117. Then the last step is to just do the subtraction. 178 minus 117 is 61, and I take my denominator, 61/24, or if you divide that to make it a mixed number, it's 2 and 13/24. And I'll just mark that off. Now we're on number 13. The first step in number 13 will be to make these fractions, these mixed numbers, into improper fractions. So I'm going to do the 3 times 5 is 15 plus 3. It makes 18 over 5. And then 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 will make that 15 over 4. And then 6 times 2 is 12 plus 5 is 17 over 6. And for each of these numbers, I kept the same bottom number. That's how you make that into improper fractions. Now the next step will be to do as much canceling as possible, because when you're multiplying fractions, you cancel to make the problems easier. So right away I see 5 goes into 5 once, but 15 3 times. And I want to take this 6 and go 6 goes into 6 once, and 6 goes into 18 3 times. And I believe that's all the canceling I can do. So then when I multiply that out, 3 times 17 gets you 153, and 1 times 4 times 1 is 4. You divide that out to get a mixed number. It's 38 1/4. And we're ready for number 14. Number 14 is a fraction being multiplied by another fraction, and then we divide by the fraction. And it's important to remember that you can cancel between multiplying fractions. When we divide by a fraction, remember to flip that second term. So let's first start by canceling. So 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. And at this point, that's all we can do to cancel. So we have 1/7 times 3/5. Before I multiply that out, I'm going to go one more step and flip that second term in order to divide. So I will flip that and make it 14 over 9. And then I can go back to my first step, which is to cancel between fractions that multiply, because now I'm multiplying again. And I can take this 3 and make that 1, and cancel it with the 9, make that 3. And I can also do that to the 7, make that 1, and make that 14 2. So then I have 2 times 5, which is, wait, I have 2 times 1 times 1, which is 2. I couldn't remember which numbers I was using. And then I have the 5 times 3 left, which is 15. And 2/15 is my answer. So remember to cancel between fractions that multiply and flip the second fraction when you're dividing. Number 15, remember for this one to do parentheses first and then multiply. So 15 minus 3 is 12. Then we have 19 minus 14. Here's another parentheses, which is 5 plus 3 is 8. And that is being multiplied by 2. The 12 is being multiplied by 4. We have a subtraction, and we have an addition. And we still have the next step to do, the multiplying. So to multiply 4 times 12 is 48. Bring down that subtraction sign, and 8 times 2 is 16, and bring down the addition sign. And then the last step is to add and subtract from left to right. So 48 minus 16 is 32, and then 32 plus 8 is 40. So our answer is 40. This problem follows the rule of PEMDAS, which is parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. And I'll write that out now.